Yo, what's up guys, MattWic here. We are back, NHL 24 Pittsburgh Penguins GM mode. We are here at the trade deadline. I actually already did the trade deadline. I did all our trades already, just so I didn't bore you guys too much while I was looking around the league at what we were going to do. And we did make some, I would say, kind of major changes. Let's see if I can find our trades here in the trade block. It should be the first ones that pop up down here. We see the league was very active, but we got rid of Jacob Bryson. He was our backup defenseman. We had him scratched most of the year. Got a 4th round pick for that. Vasily Podkolzin, we shipped him off to LA for a 7th. It was funny enough, they actually put him on waivers right after. I was thinking about claiming him again and shipping him off again, but I didn't want to be that unrealistic, so we let that alone. Michael Bunting, a big trade there. Our 86 overall forward shipped off to a rival Columbus Blue Jackets with a 7th round pick for a nice defensive prospect that they had that I'll show here in a little bit. A 4th round pick and a 5th round pick. And then we shipped off a longtime Pittsburgh Penguin, Brian Rust, who was a -16, I believe, on the season, putting up decent numbers with 18 goals, 18 assists, but I felt like it was just time that we moved on. So we traded him and a 4th to Edmonton for 2 seconds. And if you guys can't tell there, we are now loaded up on draft picks for the next coming years. Let's go ahead and take a quick look just so I can show you what I'm talking about. Oh, we can't because we're past the trade deadline. I should have done that before. Anyway, we have a ton of picks this upcoming draft, a ton of picks the next draft after this year. So it gives us some nice flexibility to play around with a little bit, especially if we have a really good draft this year. We can look at maybe shipping off a lot of those picks next year for players that we can either put in the AHL or guys that can maybe put us in the NHL if our team looks good, because I will say our defense is a little lacking, especially if you consider Victor Hedman might retire at the end of the season or start digressing. We have Chris Letang, who's already down to a 79 overall, 39 years of age. And in the minors, the only guy we really have is this Leo Loof guy that we picked up in free agency. Now, 79 overall, 24 years of age. He's pretty good. I don't know why everybody in our AHL system is a super heavy minus, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But he is the only guy that we can really look at bringing up. The Beauchemin guy that I was talking about, he's a 74 overall, high top 4. So I don't really know if he's going to be ready next year, but I mean, we have tons of cap space now that we got rid of Bunting and Russ, so opens us up to get some new possibilities here. And as you can see as well, those spots freed up by those 2 players going out brought up some of our young players, hoping they can catch lightning in a bottle. We're going to try Rudolph Klein here on the second line with Malkin and DeBrincat. He is listed as a sniper. He put up 25 goals in the AHL, so we'll see if he can contribute in the NHL. 2-way forward there. I thought he was a sniper. And then we have Tomas Ranta, who put up 24 goals as well, -17, but like I said, not too concerned about that because everybody was bad. He's got decent stats. We'll see if he can contribute down there on the 4th line. Maybe slot him up to the 2nd line, depending on, let's see, how does it shift up? I don't want Bros to play down there, so we'll leave it like that for now. We'll go through a couple games with it and just see how it plays out. Actually, you know what? I will do that just because I can put Hallander on the wing, Bros at center. Ronta's a left wing. Joseph can play both sides. That works perfectly. So we have a 4-3-2-1 plus bonuses. We'll see how that works out. Defense, we're just going to leave alone. We don't have a lot of room to move. I mean, it doesn't really matter if we move guys around on the defense. It is kind of what it is. And then in goal, we are still rocking with our boy, Joel Blomqvist. Hopefully he goes up to like an 88 at the end of the year, medium elite. So we hope for the best. But let's go ahead, get through to the end of the season, see if we can make a playoff push and keep an eye on those rookies to see how they play. We get a quick comeback here against Michael Bunting. See if he can put up some goals against us. I wish you could go back and check the box score, but I'm not gonna make you guys wait too much through the skipping here. So let's just see, can we put it up? Nice 4-3 overtime loss. I'm sure Bunting was the one to get the OT winner for him. But we need to really go on a tear here. Like I said, I'm hoping to catch some lightning in a bottle with these younger guys, and they can propel us into the playoffs, but it is not looking good. So kind of the same situation the Penguins were in this year with trading Gensel. Rust and Bunting, I believe, both had 2 years left on their deals. So I figured just, get out of the way now. That's another thing that we're going to be looking at doing if we don't make the playoffs this year. Our head coach is gone. His name is Ray Boss. He is not going to be the boss here much longer if things don't start improving. And if we don't get the playoffs this year, he is gone. Because I'm tired of dealing with his shitty power play that none of my players that I signed fit on. So no matter who I get for him, they don't fit. So we're going to move on from that if that is the case. San Jose, one of the worst teams in the league. We got to get to our 3 points, and we do, which is nice to see. And it's not looking too good. We're not catching the Rangers, Blue Jackets, or Flyers, that's for sure. The best thing we have going for us is that the Atlantic, 110 points. I mean, I guess 7 points back. Not many games left. Let's go to the end of the month here. We got 4 games. We need 4 wins, and we immediately lose. So not a good sign there. Big win against Dallas, big win against Nashville, and then a shootout win. Okay, so we are... it's still not looking good for us, but it's looking a little bit more manageable. I'm trying to see 4. I'm just assuming the top 4 are going to make it. Yeah, so we're looking at 115. We need to beat. We need to get up past the Bruins. I don't think it's going to happen, but I mean we're right there. We're playing well down the stretch here, which is nice to see. Even though we lose there, and that pretty much knocks us out of the playoffs, I would assume. Let's just take a quick look at how our young guys are doing in their new roles, just so we can know kind of what to expect for this upcoming year. Hopefully, it gives them a little bit of an overall boost, getting to play some NHL time. Okay, 3 goals, 1 assist, +2 there, 15 minutes of ice time. I do have him on the second power play as well. And then Ronta's playing great. 5 goals, 5 assists, and a +5. Let's see, maybe can we switch those guys around and not do too much harm? Yeah, so let's just do that. We'll switch to Brinkett back over to his natural side. Klein, we'll switch him back over as well. And then we'll rock with that for the rest of the season. Let me see. How's DeBrusk and these guys doing? Celebrini playing well. We're going to have to really try to build the team around him next season. Malkin having a great season, actually, for being 40 years old. DeBrincat not playing bad. Crosby's a bit of a disappointment, 18 goals, 39 assists. But I do feel like, sometimes when you do have that... wow, Bros is playing really well, too, for fourth line. He was playing a lot of third line minutes, but sometimes I do feel like when you have too many of those high overall players, it kind of dilutes the team a little bit too much. I've noticed this specifically with goaltending as well, and on defense. You get too many of those guys that are stacked up, it starts to eat everybody away. So sometimes it's, like I said in the last video, a little addition by subtraction there, getting some of those pieces out. So it's good to see our young guys are handling the NHL well. Loss there. It'd be nice to finish, actually, just tank. At this point, we're not going to get in the playoffs. We're definitely out. I believe we're probably eliminated by now. So let's just lose these last 3 games, get us a better draft pick. What do you say? 2 games left. Okay, shootout win. Can we get a win there? No, 3-0 loss. Could be Crosby, Malkin, and Letang's last game as a Pittsburgh Penguin. Jeez, the Pacific, terrible. 157 points for the Oilers, 140 for the Golden Knights. And then the bottom of the division looks like the real NHL point structure, whereas every other league division had over 100 points. So unfortunately, we do not make the playoffs. Let's go ahead and skip through and just get to the point where we see kind of what our draft pick comes out to be. We still do have our first round pick. I know it's a little controversial. People might say that, oh, you should have gone for it. I just didn't feel like with the ground that we had to make up, we were going to be able to do it in time, especially with the limitations that we have, having Crosby, Malkin, and Letang still on the team. We gave it a good shot, but hopefully we built enough towards next year to, compete for a playoff spot if it does happen to be one of those guys last season's. Oh my God, the Toronto fucking Maple Leafs again. They won the Stanley Cup. Oh, geez. Didn't they win like the first 3, I think? Let's just take a quick peek. Come on, man. I literally think it's just been them and Buffalo have won every award. Oh no, okay, so this one's different. I'm thinking of my drafted one. So this one we've actually had a couple different champions there. So we had Vegas, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, New York, and now Toronto. So Toronto finally gets one. Good for them. Alternate universe here. Don't worry, Toronto fans, you don't have to wait much longer. Let's go ahead, skip up a couple more days. We'll do the draft order. Where are we at? We hold our position at 10. Not a bad spot, but it is a little bit of a dangerous spot to pick in, just because, I mean, if you watched any of my previous videos, that spot can be the point where the players start to drop off, so we might have to look a little bit back past 10 or even past 15 to find that player who's a beast, medium elite, 70 plus overall. But not bad. Gives us a lot of options. We can definitely see if we want to move up, if there's some good prospects for us as well. We'll skip that. Let's do the retirement. Okay, this is huge for us, boys. Are any of our big 3 leaving there? Oh, Chris Letang retired. That's probably for the best there. He was really, 77 overall. He's really starting to drop off. So his last season as a Pittsburgh Penguin, very disappointing. 15 points and a -2. You can see he fell off quite a bit. after that second year. So a little disappointing there that he is gone. It's going to be sad to not have him in the stadium. Maybe he'll be a coach. We can hire him back. We're looking for a new head coach, that is for sure. But it looks like Crosby and Malkin are still hanging on by the skin of their teeth. So we'll try to do our best with them. Maybe Crosby might be a fourth line center, but Malkin still put up a good bit of points. So we'll see what we want to do with him. Goalies, let's take a look who retired. Jonathan Quick-Halak and Brian Elliott. How old was Brian Elliott? God damn, 42. Nice. All right, so let's see, and I believe that's going to be it until the draft screen pops up here. Oh, Chris Letang is not a head coach, but Joe Pavelski and Roman Josi are. I wouldn't mind looking into Joe Pavelski. He's got some veteran leadership there. And then that is going to be the end of the video, boys. Next one, we will get to the... Nope, skip that. Next video, we'll get to the draft. And like I said, we got a lot of picks, so it's going to be a fun one. Hopefully you boys are excited for that, and then we'll get into the next season. But other than that, boys, peace!